So okay, this video... Go for it. So, you'll... What? Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today we wanted to talk about the Peace Corps application process and our experience applying to the Peace Corps. So we've both been invited to serve as volunteers. She's going to Comoros and I'm going to Cameroon. So this video is going to be a bit long, but if you don't want to sit through all of it, these are the quick steps. You do your research, you apply, you get invited, and you go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it. So peace out. If you need to go, do your chores, do it. Your mandados. And you don't want if you got a life and you don't want to watch this entire video, you don't have to. We're sorry it's long. But I mean, like and subscribe because we do care about that. So if you're interested in applying, you have two options. The first one is choosing a specific volunteer opening that you can see on the Peace Corps website. If you scroll through, you can see the specific countries and volunteer titles, like what you'll be doing exactly. So that's really convenient. And the second option is if you don't really care where to go, you can choose to apply anywhere. And then Peace Corps chooses where you're going based off of their need and your skills. It used to be where you can only do the second option, the apply to go anywhere. But recently they changed the whole application process, which is really cool because we both decided to apply to a specific volunteer opening. What the application consists of specifically, at first you have a couple of quick questions, yes or no type thing, very easy. And then you have to submit your resume, and this is a Peace Corps specific resume, so it takes a while. It's really helpful to get in contact with recruiters in your area. So I talked to about 3 different recruiters throughout different points in the time that I was thinking about applying. I got like a specific Peace Corps resume template where they tell you exactly how to format it and how long it should be and all that. It's not your typical resume, not like a one-page thing. You add in a lot of extra information, so that was really helpful to talk to recruiters for that. So the next part is a motivation statement, kind of like a personal statement when you're applying to colleges, but the first part is basically your motivation behind applying to the Peace Corps, and then the second part of that statement is obstacles that you think you might face in the Peace Corps. This is how they judge your professionalism as a Peace Corps volunteer, so I think it's pretty important to get that. The next is 3 references. You will need 3 professional/personal references, so make some good friends that'll say good things about you. Or be friends with your boss. It needs to be like... Yeah. Be a good person overall, you know? Yep. You definitely need references. Yeah, you need references, and I didn't know that until I was like freaking out, you know what I'm saying? But so it's good to know. So after you submit your Peace Corps application, it's basically just waiting. You're put under consideration, and then you get an interview request email if you do get accepted. So I got that about a month after I submitted my application. So I got the interview request, so happy. I chose to interview about 2 weeks after. So you'll get an interview request email which has their interview questions that they ask you, and they literally ask you each question so you can prepare ahead of time. I mean, you should prepare ahead of time, your answers and all that. Definitely prepare ahead of time. Okay. I, for one, I did not. And after that, it's basically a waiting game. You kind of just wait around and wait for an email. Just chill, you know what I'm saying? Kinda. I finally got the email that said I was invited to serve and to decide to accept or decline within 3 days. And so I had to decide quickly, which was, I mean, an obvious answer. I accepted. For sure. For sure. Bruh. So her process was a little bit different than mine, actually. Way different. Care to So yeah, explain? So I mean, I'll tell y'all my little story. So first, I did apply to a specific volunteer opening, but this was in Costa Rica. TEFL position in Costa Rica. That's what I originally applied to. Surprise. And I did it the day before the deadline. So I applied a month before. She applied the day before. That might not be the route you want to take. Because about a week later, they were like, psych, we don't like you. I'm just kidding. About a week later, they sent me an email saying, like, I'm sorry, there are a bunch of strong candidates for this position. It's very competitive. So, rejection. But then, all right. Oh my God. Getting emotional just thinking about it. What a time. then they sent me another email saying like, hey, would you like to do an interview for Togo? And I was like, Togo? I don't know anything about that place. So I did my research and I was like, this sounds pretty cool. It's a country in Africa. And so I was like, yeah, for sure, I want to do the interview. And so I did the interview, and then 4 days later they were like, they gave me a call, and I was like, weird. They were like, hey, would you be interested in accepting a position as an English education teacher in Cameroon? And I was like,
a bit confused because
interviewed
for Togo.
I interviewed for Togo, and so I was like, well, I mean, yeah.
If you need me there.
Sure. 100%. And they were like, do you know anything about Cameroon? And I was like, not really. And they were like, well, we can send you a bunch of documents, and then we'll email you an invitation that you can accept your invitation.
And they asked her to do that like right away. Like I had 3 days to decide.
Yeah, that's why they called me. I think that's why they didn't email me, because they were in high need, and that application process for Cameroon started a long time ago.
Their deadline for the application was a while back.
Yeah, so I accepted my invitation to serve in Cameroon, and then that's pretty much it.
The rest is history.
Yeah, so basically anything can happen. I mean, at the end of the application, they ask you, hey, you know, if you don't get in, would you be flexible to go anywhere else? And they'll give you option to like, yes, Africa, yes, South America, yes, China.
Yeah, like little checkpoints for other countries that you'd be willing to go in case the one where you apply, they don't need you there. That's what happened to this one. And here she is going to Cameroon instead of... So you applied to Costa Rica, you interviewed for Togo, and then you got accepted to Cameroon.
Yes, sir.
It's basically, your process is kind of like apply to go anywhere then.
Kind of, yeah.
After you accept your invitation, you still have a ton of things to go through. You're still not 100% sure that you're going because you have medical tasks, legal tasks, passport and visa things to do. So the
basically,
medical and
they make sure you're not a criminal.
And that you don't have some like terrible disease that prohibits you to like go, well, that's what they ask.
Yeah, basically they'll ask you about your health history, and if you have a good enough health to go, then you're going. You know what I'm saying? But it does take a really long time, so get on that real quick, because I almost didn't get in, and I was really like...
She was cutting it close with all her medical tasks.
Yeah. You know, procrastination just like...
PTSD just thinking about that.
It's a disease.
So there's a lot of tasks to do after you accept your invitation, but it's all worth it if you really want to go surf somewhere. I mean, it'll be a lot, but you know.
I thought you said surf somewhere.
Serve.
Hell yeah, I want to go surf somewhere.
If you want to go help and actually be in the Peace Corps, then like you got to go through all of these tasks.
So basically, this whole process is like about a year. So plan ahead of time. Like say you want to go right after college, start looking and applying while you're in college. You know what I'm saying?
Lots of people do that.
Nah, I'm saying. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if this video was really long, but we really think that it's important for you to like do your research and everything. So we want you to be as prepared so you can get into your dream position.
I hope you do. If you're thinking about applying.
I'm like, okay. No. I'm happy to be going to Cameroon.
I hope this is a good resource for you guys. If you guys have any questions, if you're thinking about applying to the Peace Corps, I mean, make sure to reach out to us. You know, anything that you want to ask, go for it. Comments down below or DMs anywhere. I mean,
yeah, so we still obviously haven't started our service, but
we'll start soon.
We'll start soon, and we'll be posting a lot of videos about that in this channel, so make sure to subscribe if you're interested.
Of course. Make sure to subscribe. And
just like, you know, give us some love.
Okay.
Peace out, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Catch us on our next video. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I think we should stop it.
I think this is a bit long.
We got what we got. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
No.
No regrets.